services and stuff like that? Or do you want to just, you kind of want your students to stick to the design that you have?
Oh,
Um,
no. No, for any projects that I have, I always encourage you guys to, sorry. For any of the projects I have, I always encourage you guys to enhance it if you can. There's always ways to improve the project. And I like when you guys add features to it. I like when you guys add features to it or you enhance it in one way or the other because it shows me that you understand what you are doing. So that is that is encouraged. Um, if you add a feature to it, that might even be something you teach me because it might be something I don't know. So I always encourage that to add the feature to it. But the only thing I ask is that if that's the first time you are working on a project and you don't understand everything 100%, try to try to understand what you are doing about the project. At least try to deploy the project and make sure everything works and you understand it from the point that I've completed the project. Then from there, start adding your features to it. Because if anything was to go wrong, you'll be able to troubleshoot. You know, the first time you deploy it, everything worked. And if you are trying to add any additional thing, any additional feature to it, and something goes wrong, you know where to troubleshoot. You understand what I mean? So that's the only thing I ask, but it's definitely encouraged to add your own features to it.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. I think Daniel, did you have a question? I saw you going off mute a couple of times. Okay. All right. So we can come back. Mr. Larry, if you want us to troubleshoot the issue you're having, we can do that.
Okay. Let me share my screen.
Okay. I'll stop sharing. Oh, can I unmute you? I don't have you mute, Daniel. Let me see. Let me try to unmute you and see if that works. But you should be able to. Hold on. So I can only ask you to unmute because I didn't mute you on my end. So you might probably want to check your audio thing on your computer. I don't have you mute, so I can only ask you to unmute. You should probably get the notification on your end now, but I can't unmute you myself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty much like you.
But your voice sounds far away though.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
It's clear now?
Yeah, it's very clear. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you know, I mean, we've met before and yeah, I came back and all that stuff. Um, I'm pretty new to all of this, so I kind of like was trying to get information as to how everything needs to be done in terms because I went through the course again,
Mm-hmm.
there's the Slack part of it where we need to find everything that we need in
Mm-hmm.
terms of doing projects or assignments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how does it all work out? Because I kind of like only got to know this morning that the meeting is at 11 because I pinged you. When was it? About a week ago. I did not hear back from you. Maybe you were busy or something, but I was trying to get a sense of like how the whole thing works. And if there's, because I live in North Carolina and I was wondering if there's anyone in this group that probably lives close by, someone that I can also pair up with and do some
Oh,
work.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the the meetings on Saturdays usually every Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So this is the time because I know sometimes my schedule gets hectic during the week. It is not always consistent where if you catch me at a certain time today, it might not be the same time when you try to reach me. So Saturday's meeting is the time that I know I can meet with everyone and answer any questions you have. So it's kind of like an open floor. We talk about other project ideas we can complete. We troubleshoot any issues someone is having in their project. And
Okay.
we just discuss, it's just kind of like an open floor where you can ask me any question. It doesn't even have to be like tech related question. It could be just career related question or advice, things like that. So that Saturday is the day when I've dedicated to that, because I know that for sure I'm going to be able to answer majority of the questions people have, especially if you've missed me during the week. So the links on the Slack channel, some of the important links there are there. You will find the link to join this meeting, and also you'll find the links to the assignments. So another new thing we are doing is for each of the projects you are completing, there will be a corresponding assignment for that project. That assignment is meant to test your knowledge, and I've kind of designed it exactly how it is at work, where for the assignment we have a Jira board. Even if I haven't been looking at it, the Jira board is still something you guys should try to log into and try to create tasks in Jira and just mimic what I was explaining, how it would be when you start working. Because when you start working, you will have to create your own ticket. Majority of the company, you create your own ticket on the Jira board. You will enter the details in there. And as you are working through the projects, you are moving your ticket from just getting started to in progress and to complete it. So that Jira board is just meant to enlighten you guys and show you that that part does exist, because they can ask you that during your interview, that what type of agile tool have you used before or are you familiar with? So that is there. There's also an Excel sheet just to track your progress. What I want is that you guys go through all the projects and all the assignment one project at a time, and the Excel sheet is just meant to track your progress. So that's just something else you have access to. We were doing the group stuff before based on who is close to, how people are close to each other based on the region they live in. But the group is not really as effective, because since everyone works on the project at a different pace, people join at different times. Sometimes someone might join today and might not join for another 4-5 weeks. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having the group. So the group is not as active anymore. But certainly, if you look in the Slack channel, you'll see some people there that are very active. Feel free to reach out to them. I know someone needed help with something the other day, and they told me that someone helped them troubleshoot the issue. So people do meet with each other on Slack and help each other troubleshoot. I think that would be the best route. If you are trying to just find someone to partner with to work on something, you'll be able to tell from Slack channel who's available, and you can partner with them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thank you, and welcome back. I know it's been a while. So you and I, we can probably talk offline, but I'm definitely glad to see you again.
Yes, I've got like a couple of like personal questions as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Sure. So what I do is, if you make it to the end, sometimes this class is scheduled for 2 hours, and sometimes it does go over 2 hours, especially when we are troubleshooting stuff with different people. So if it does go over 2 hours, you are not required to stay the entire length of the class. So sometimes people drop in because sometimes people are watching from work. So feel free to drop in and out as you please. But what I always do is at the end of the class, for those that have personal questions, I meet with them privately. And if another way to catch me is during those time after class, I do have like a 30 to 1 hour time where I meet with people that has personal question that they don't want to discuss during the meeting. And if we can meet today, we just schedule a time. it's best for us to schedule a time together, then so that way I know my schedule and I can meet with you. If it's not today, we can meet tomorrow. Weekends always works for me. So
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll hang around, and if there's time, you and I can talk here. But if not, then we can schedule something. That's fine.
okay. Thank you, Daniel.
And thank you too, man.
No problem. All right. Mr. Henry, let me stop sharing. Mr. Henry, you can share now.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, I can. But I'm seeing your Slack. Your
My bad.
Slack.
So, I try to deploy this thing in Git action, using Git action. So initially I was having this issue. I was having the inability to connect with the for this instance to launch to connect with the
The
for the
self-hosted runner.
Git action to connect with the instance. So, but I was able to troubleshoot and go past that. So eventually I got into this error again. So this error. So I thought I got into this error.
Okay.
So
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. It's probably required actions. So maybe it's the type of actions you are using. Yeah, we can look at it. First place to start is just looking at your pipeline code and see if you have any error or typo in it. Okay. So right off the bat, I can see that the way you paste your code is not really consistent. So that's the thing with YAML. YAML code, unlike JSON code where it doesn't really matter how you indent it, in YAML, it does matter how you indent your code. If the indentation is not where it needs to be, it will give you error in your pipeline. And I can tell just by looking at the indentation on your start EC2 runner, it doesn't look right. So you can send that start EC2 runner.
from here?
Yes, from there down to the other job. So make sure you copy the extra space in the beginning too. So that way when you paste it, it doesn't indent it. Then I'll show you the way I did it last week. So so scroll back up to
Yeah.
No, with that one, you did that job and that job is successful. So we don't need that one. That one is fine. So scroll down to, where is it again? Oh, no, that's building your, yeah, scroll up. You keep scrolling up. Scroll up. I keep scrolling up. I'll tell you when to stop. Stop. Line 182.
So copy this one.
Yeah, make sure you start from the beginning. Don't start from where, yeah, right there.
But this, I thought this worked.
it works, but your indentation still looks wrong. So,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it may have been success. So when you launch it, did you see the EC2 instance in your account?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me on Slack. I'll compare it with my code and I'll see where the error is.
And another thing you can do is you can use YAML lint or even use VS Code to format the documents
Okay.
with indentation. So I put
Right.
YAML lint in the chat, or if you have there's probably a VS Code extension you can use. You just do a right click and you reformat it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll paste the link in
sometimes.
Slack,
Okay.
but did you find an extension in Visual Studio Code that works for YAML? Because I disable all my YAML extension in Visual Studio Code because it's very annoying even when your code looks right, even when your code is right, it always tells you it's wrong. It always has the red line under it.
So there's some things that you can disable the red line for. I actually found that out. But if you go to VS Code, the red hat one is very good. So if you go to who's sharing? Can you go to VS Code?
Mr. Larry Shane, but I can share afterwards. No, it's fine. Yeah, we can. Or if Mr. Larry, if you don't mind, you can.
Do you want me to exit or?
No, I kind of want us to.
I open my VS Code now. Do you want me to navigate around what you are saying?
So go to extensions. Go to extensions. Your extensions. So type YAML. Oh yeah, no. So that red hat one, the first one is very good. So just install it. Yeah.
I think I've installed that one before, and that was the one that was.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it any further to see how I can get rid of the red lines. I just disabled it after that. Yeah. So, but YAML, I'm pretty much not using any extension now.
Go to the code. Yeah, you can back to your code.
So you already enable it now. So now go back to your pipeline code. No, in Visual Studio Code, just go back, yes, right there. And select your deploy pipeline YAML.
Okay, do a right click.
Scroll up. Your code is still up there.
Right click.
Now click in the center of your screen and scroll up. So that way, yes, now scroll up. Okay, well, yeah.
Do it right click.
Right click.
Right click.
Yeah. Click on format documents. So it made some changes, but then if you scroll down, there's some of those reds, you can just have a look at them. I don't know if that means it's taking stuff up, but it has definitely.
Yeah, it did format it. Oh, well, that's very good. All right, Mr. Harry, scroll down. Scroll up. You see on that the little highlight thing that is on the right side of your screen that is showing you where your scroll is on your document.
This one.
Yes. So you see where it is showing red?
Yeah.
Red on that. So if you scroll to that area, you will see where that red is. Okay. So that's fine. It just removed like a space there. So the red, this one, that's fine. So scroll up. Yeah. So I think it just removed the extra line.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fine. We can try to run it now because I think it fixed your indentation for you.
No, same mode.
We can try to run your pipeline thing now, and see if that error still persists. If then I'll help you. Then we can see what else we need to do. So save it and push it back to your repository.
Sorry. Not see the icon at the top.
Oh yeah, the Zoom thing is in the way. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's see if I can bring it down a little bit.
So you know how your Zoom thing is at the top? You can, I think if you select it, you should see an arrow that allows you to push it down. So you select the arrow, it is going to move from the top of your screen to the bottom of your screen. That's one thing they need to do about that Zoom thing. It is very annoying.
Okay. I didn't see it here.
It's fine. So just move your Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see if I can move it now.
Do you want to, maybe you should stop sharing, then that Zoom thing will.
Okay.
Is it the sharing stuff that is the sharing? If the sharing stuff is bothering you, stop sharing.
Okay.
Then just drag it down a little bit. Then you should be able to see it.
I'm trying to share back again. That's why.
Okay.
Didn't see there. Okay, it's done here. Let's go. Sọ fún mọ́mí ẹ̀ kó ẹ̀ pọ̀.
Why are you looking for the
Yeah, I'm trying to share again, but I can't. My Zoom is not coming up since I've already.
so maybe you just have it hidden somewhere.
It's down, but I try. Maybe I will resend the link again. Maybe you can. I've already pushed it back to.
Okay, so it's probably running now. If you've pushed your code, then your GitHub Actions job is probably running. Most likely it is running. So you can probably just are you able to close the Zoom app and reopen it?
Okay, let me do that. Let me close it and reopen.
Aziz, I have a question quickly.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. So you mentioned that in the Slack, you have an assignment for each project and each task?
Yes. So each of the projects you work on, there's an assignment for it.
Okay. So it's still 6 assignments total, correct?
Yes. So far now it is 6. But I don't have the assignment for the GitHub Actions job there. But you can pretty much use the same. So for each of those assignments, right? So let's say you've completed the GitHub Actions project. you can, for the assignment, there is a different application that you have to deploy. Then all you have to do is just try to deploy that application using the GitHub Actions project, because from your project to the assignment, they are separate applications. But I can certainly put the instructions there for that one as well. But right now, there is the assignment there up to the Terraform modules project.
Terraform modules, okay. And the link for the Slack probably gonna be in the videos, right? It's not right. Okay.
The link.
I mean, the link for the Jira, rather.
Yes, it is in the Slack. Are you able to see that the Slack canvas that I said?
Oh, I've seen it. Log into the Jira. Yeah. So you said that we should, we can create. Let me see, how it is. We can create. So the task is not gonna be. I'm just trying to figure like because what I noticed in videos is that you cannot do you cannot do the assignment until you've completed a whole bunch of videos, right?
Yes, you can. Don't do the assignment until you've complete the project.
Until you completed the project.
So you know how there's a project for host a static website on AWS, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Right. So there is an assignment for that one.
Okay.
So I'm saying don't start working on the assignment until you've completed that project entirely.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. And then but then what about the Jira one, the task? Is it like little bitty tasks between that same project?
Oh, so
I'm trying to log
I
into the
see.
Jira now.
So when you log into the Jira and you're about to work on the project, I mean you're about to work for the assignment on the project, so you will just create a ticket for that work. So it is for that project as a whole. The ticket you will create is for that ticket as a whole. So you can put, I'm about to complete a project to deploy a static website on AWS, right?
Oh, okay.
But that is how it is Jira works. But if you want to now even add additional subtasks within that same ticket where you say, okay, for this task, I'm going to create VPC on that gateways, you can do that. But I'm not requiring you guys to do that. But you can, it also has the ability to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because the reason I asked, I know that for a major project, they can have like sub little task.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And we can actually do that. Okay.
Yeah. So within the main ticket you create, you can add subtasks to it if you want. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's still showing that error. Then that probably means there's something in your code. Can you send your code to me again? Oh, you know what? It's fine. I'll use the one. Yeah, send the one you updated to me. I'm sorry, you're probably on mute.
So, yeah, I'll send it right now.
Okay. I just want to compare it to my code and see if there's any typo in it.
I thought it's an operating system issue.
Operating system issue.
Like that thing is saying like library something like need to update the lib library or whatever.
Yeah, but whatever it needs to update, since we are using GitHub Actions, it is nothing you have to set up. So if there is any misconfiguration in it, it would, don't paste it like that. Remember, you have to paste it from your code. You have to paste the code.
This is.
Yeah, that's it. Just paste it in there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Did you send it?
Yes.
Why can't I say I'm not getting notification for you? That's weird.
Oh, maybe sorry, did I?
You sent it.
I send it to, oh, my bad.
Oh, you sent it in the DevOps thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can copy it from there. That's fine. I'll copy it from there. All right. So let me share real quick and I'll show you. We can compare it together. All right. So this is your file over here and this is mine. So I'm just going to select my file and I'm going to select select for compare. Then I'm going to right click on your file and I'm going to click compare with selected. Okay, so this part is the same. So I really want to start from the self-hosted runner, right? So here. So this is the same, but I'm trying to see something. Okay. So that's just a space. That's fine. Start AMI T2 micro. Move this something out of the way. Okay, that looks the same. So on yours, you're using 4. That's right. So here, there's really not any changes, just the so GitHub actions, self-hosted running.
Is it a private repo or it's a public repo? Your GitHub.
Mr. Harry, is your GitHub action is your
It's
repo?
private. It's private.
Okay, but so how are we logging? Because we are checking out the okay. Yeah, if we're checking out the code, then I think we might need a personal access token. I can't see that there.
Where to in his
Because it's a self-runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've configured the personal access token on the GitHub. We've set
for the EC2 runner to check out, because I can see it failed at the checkout when you're checking out the code, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you need, not sure.
So if his stuff is not here because his code looks right from comparing it to mine, except for, well, yeah, his code looks right. Everything looks right here. Except for, let me check up here if there is anything we need from here for that. So we have the Mr. Harry, can you send me your entire code, please? It might be something in your environment variables up here that is not. Yes, because what I was saying is you have to check out your code, right? And I think this environment variables we are using here is one of the ways we are doing that. So,
well, if that was wrong, I wouldn't be able to get the instance created.
we don't need you don't need any of this to create your instance. You don't need any of these environment variables to create your instance, but you need this one to build your Docker image.
Aziz, quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Is there no way we can, check the field runner, I mean the field job, and put on like check the logs and see what is happening inside the log on the
Yeah,
console?
it's just the error it is giving is not something that it's not really let me stop sharing. So Mr. Henry, you can share again. The error is showing is not really something that I've seen before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you the code. Let me share again.
Okay. Mr. Henry, you sent it without and you didn't send it in the code block. That's fine. Let me see if that will work.
Here is the log. So this is, I think the error is somewhere.
No, so this is another, I think it's a different log you're showing. This
Okay.
one's successful.
Let me see. What is this?
No, go back to the Git actions page. Just close this tab.
So it'll probably be in your web browser, whichever one you are using.
Yeah.
Are you using, yeah. Is it that one?
Yeah, I think you just need to close this tab. Yeah,
Yeah,
close
close that one. You can, that's your AWS console.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Okay. So select the red one, the red dot that has build and push.
And
So
then
yes, so this is failing on your checking out your. So scroll up. No, you're still staying on that page, but just scroll up in that GitHub Actions show.
I don't know why.
Oh, it closed.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I see something Let me check here. So
Can you scroll up?
in your
So
code,
there's the first one. Check out repository here. Click on it.
Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. The GitOps action that you are using, is it version 4?
Yeah.
If you switch back to 3, it might work, because I think this was what I was saying last time. Like, not all the actions actually do work for various reasons. I tried updating my code with the most recent actions. It did not work for everything, and I had to revert back. So you might want to switch it back to 3, rerun your code, and see what happens.
okay. Yeah, it's just that one. That's the one that's failing. No, sis, you can stay there. Just
No, I need to delete my
oh,
ECR
oh,
registry, because if I didn't do that, it will
okay,
give an error.
okay. Okay. Select it. It's still failing. Select that job. Select that build.
This
Scroll up. No, that's okay. So no, that's not it. Scroll up to the first one that failed. That one. Log into ECR. So yeah, Titus is right. That version just doesn't work. It's checking out your code now, but and it's failing on the ECR login.
You know, initially, I was able to log in on the ECR. When I
So
change the
version.
version now, I
Okay,
can.
then change your version back to the 2. So the new version is probably not compatible with and I think I know why, because this is one thing you guys can also do a research on, and what have you can do the same thing too. Please. For this particular job, we are using a self-hosted runner to build it. And remember, we are using that the guy's repo. I think his name is Metchlav, the guy's repo that created that self-hosted runner. And I think his self-hosted runner he may not have been updated where it is able to be compatible with the latest versions of the actions. which is why it is failing. You understand what I mean? Like, because we are using our own self-hosted runner to run this job. And also, Mr. Henry, is your self-hosted runner, is it an Amazon Linux 2 or is it 2023? Did you remember whether you used Linux 2 or
2023? When it wasn't running, I deleted. When I first run it on 2020, Amazon 2022 or whatever, the first one, it wasn't working. I switched back to 2023. When I got that error, it wasn't working again. So I switched back to 2022. So it works. But I still face this same issue.
Yeah, so his action is based on Amazon Linux 2, which we have in his document. He has in the documentation, so that's the one we have to use.
Can we see the name of the action? Can you scroll up to the name of the action for the
salary? Scroll up here. Runs on self-hosted, right? So you have to go on, scroll up again, scroll up to the previous job where you are running your self-hosted runner, right? So, okay, stop there. The name.
So it's match line 201, right? EC2 GitHub runner.
Yeah, that guy's, that repo. Start self-hosted runner, yeah. Mr. Harry, over there, can you minimize this? Let me see your code again. So start self-hosted runner here and name, configure credentials, needs. No, you can leave it there. Why is there to start self-hosted runner? I'm kind of confused. Oh, okay. Start self-hosted runner. Start EC2 runner. Okay. You can continue with what you were doing, which is change your actions back to the previous version. I think mine is on. Let me see. Check out repository. Yours is on version 2. Your ECR login is on version 2, right? So, Mr. Henry, when you said you were switching back and forth between the 2023, which EC2 instance did you use to build your image?
When I switch back to 2023, I changed this EC2 instance. I use T2 micro. So the AMI, I changed the AMI, which is the AMI is on the one on 2023.
So I'm saying, like, the AMI that you are trying to use, the AMI that you use to launch your self-hosted runner, is it a 2022 Linux 2 AMI? Or is it a 2023 AMI?
2023.
Yeah, that may be the issue. The AMI
You
that
mean
you
the
are,
AMI I used in the 2023?
so go to
2023, I choose the same AMI that are compatible with the same year.
okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So not that I choose 2023, I go choose AMI in 2022 or Linux 2. No.
Yes, so you guys can kind of remind me. So when, and I can go look real quick. So when we built the image that we installed Docker on and all that stuff, are we using Amazon Linux 2 or are we using Linux 2023? Because I think his documentation is strictly based on, you know what, I have it here. I'm just
We
going to,
use Amazon Linux 2.
yeah. So, Mark, so what I was asking is that is your Linux instance, just a second. Yeah.
What I remember is this: when I check it on Chat GPT, uh, the error was like saying something like you can do some like 3 or 4 steps. Is either install the lib library or whatever. So
No, that's not the issue. I mean, the actions we are using, because we are using GitHub Actions, so we shouldn't have to, we don't have to install anything on those machines because they pretty much come the way they are. We can just use them like that and they will do whatever we want to do, right? So I've reviewed your code. Your code looks fine, but we are building. Okay, so
this is
so
action.
GitHub token permission.
It's not right.
All right. So can you go into your EC2 console? Select your instance is running. No, yeah, that's the one we want, the EC2 GitHub running. Yeah, select it. Scroll down. I just want to make sure that it is Amazon Linux 2 you are using.
This is it.
So if you're using Linux too, is that what it's going to say?
Yeah, Amazon Linux.
Amazon too. Okay.
Let me copy this ID. Then back to instance. It's Amazon Linux.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay.
I just
So,
posted something in the chat. On the documentation, it says that we need to install all of these on the runner. Docker, Git, and this libico as well. So I don't know, like, did we do that on the runner for Amazon Linux too?
yes, he should have done that. Mr. Harry, did you install all that stuff on your EC2 instance before you created the AMI?
I installed the what do they call it? The GitHub, the Git, then Docker, but libs you didn't ask us to install lib library. That's what I was saying earlier, that I saw something in the
Oh, really?
when I check on the ChatGPT,
Okay.
is saying something like install lib library.
Okay. So let me see.
I
Maybe
think
the documentation may have been updated, but let me see on the go ahead, Titus. I'm just going to check something real quick.
no, mine still runs with just those basic things that we did in the course.
Okay. How long have you?
When was the last time you ran your Titus?
I think it was like 2 days. I can rerun it now. Let me just rerun it.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to check when was the last time this guy's was updated February 19th. And no, it is in mine. It's the same command I'm asking guys to install.
Say it again.
The command that is in the documentation, that's the same command I have on the course for you to install.
Yeah, we just copy it and paste it on the chat. command line. So that was it. Then it ran. Let me see.
So are you sure like each of those commands ran successfully or you got an error somewhere?
No,
So I'm probably suspecting your self-hosted runner just is not configured correctly, even though the EC2, the previous job is just going to launch the EC2 instance, but the dependencies you need on it for this next job to run is probably not on it because your code looks right.
no.
Okay.
Is it,
So
these are the command, right?
So can you go to your EC2 console? Then go to your AMIs. Copy that AMI ID. So is that the same one that is in your go to your GitHub Actions job, your pipeline code. No, in Visual Studio Code. And do Control F and Control F in there, then paste your what you call the AMI. Then do Control V. So you can find that AMI. So which AMI are you using in your? So scroll down to where you have your job. Your start self-hosted runner job. It's probably up. Scroll back up. You can see it's not the same AMI. So in your find, paste that AMI in there again. You have to delete your ECR repository
I'll do that.
for you.
I thought the ECR GitHub action job will create the instance itself automatically.
Yes, it will create the instance, but the instance will be created based on what AMI you give it to. It needs an AMI to create your instance. Just like when you create an EC2 instance in the console, you have to select the AMI. So you have to tell GitHub Actions what AMI you want to use too. So the AMI we are using is the AMI we have to, based on this action we are using to create a self-hosted runner, we have to install those dependencies on the EC2 instance. So that is why we launched the EC2 instance. We ran that command to install Docker and all those dependencies on it before we use that, then we use that to create an AMI that we will use to create our self-hosted runner. So in your code, I think you probably accidentally copied an AMI from like just a regular Linux too. I mean, just by the console. So something failed now, but it is.
Let me change this to version 2.
No, I think there's probably just a typo there. Unable to find ECR login version. What line is that saying? So can you go back there again? Build Docker image. Copy that AWS actions, ECR login v3. Yeah. And find it in your code. Control F. And paste it there. So it's that one. Hold on, let me see what I have in mind. Oh yeah, it should be, change it to 2. There's probably no version 3. I'm gonna have to delete your repository again. But when did we add that logic to the code to check whether your repository is there? Did I do it later on? Let me see. Because the pipeline is supposed to check whether your ECR repository is there.
We did not have that.
Okay, maybe I did it later on in the lecture.
I think we did it after they built the image.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because at this point, we're still just testing stuff out. So, yeah, I believe that AMI was the issue, but let's see.
This
Yes, sir.
This AMI that we copied. Where did we get it from?
You created it.
Okay.
So there's a point in the lecture, I mean, you can refer back to it. There's a point in the lecture right before we built this job.
Yeah.
We did the, right before this, the build your ECR job that job, right before start your self-hosted runner.
Remember that.
Yes, I asked you to launch an EC2 instance and install Docker and all that dependencies on it, right? Then once we've installed that, then we now created an AMI. We use that EC2 instance to create an AMI. So that's the AMI we have to use for this job, the self-hosted runner job. So scroll back up. So it's still not able to check out your repository. Click that arrow down. Let me see. So run actions on some action checkout version. Click the drop down on that run actions version. Runs that one, yeah. So the only thing I suspect is if I really think the issue is just your self-hosted runner. So you have to install, you have to pretty much install the right tools on it. And can you go and launch, let's just do it now. Go and launch another EC2 instance in just your, just launch it in your default VPC. So which security group are you adding to? Okay, you're creating a new one. Yeah, so SSH is fine. Yeah. So scroll down and just launch it. Amazon Linux too. Okay. Then SSH into it. And we are going to run the command from the documentation. So you can select it and copy whatever you need to copy. It's fine. If it's initializing, it's fine. No, you have to select your key pair. Can you close it, please? And open your PuTTY again. SSH, auth.
Yeah, that's
The
what I
drop
did.
down, the drop down on auth, the drop down, the plus on it. Select the plus, credentials. Browse to where your key pair is. It's probably in your downloads directory. Go in your downloads directory. It's probably there.
One is there. One should.
Either there or your home's directory. Maybe you move it to your home directory. Or just search for it up there when you are in that, yeah. Okay, if you can't find it, you probably just have to create another one. No, it's going to be PPK. PPK only works with party. All right, so you have to launch a new EC2 instance. Can you scroll? Oh, never mind. Did you select your new keeper? I wasn't looking when you created.
Yes.
Okay. Can you, once it's running, SSH into it, copy your IP and SSH into it? Cancel. So here, just go back up to, well, okay. All right. So now run the commands that I sent to you to install the dependencies on your EC2 instance. Yeah, your command ran successfully. So now use that image to use that EC2 instance to create an image. Image and templates. Image and templates, scroll down. Yeah, right there. All right, so yeah. Wait, before you create it, tag your image. Okay, snapshots and image together. Okay. Yeah, add a tag to it. All right. All right. You can terminate that self-hosted runner, the one that's running.
This one.
And but don't delete. Let's just wait because your EC2 is still creating the image from that one, so don't terminate that one yet. So this one you just terminated, that's your GitHub Actions runner, right? That self-hosted runner. Okay. All right. So let's in your pipeline, can you just run a destroy everything? Send me your code now, and I'm going to compare it with mine before we run it again. Then we should tell you. Think everything should be fine after that. So send me your entire code, or just that. Yeah, send me everything. Oh, thank you. Just Control A and Control V to copy everything. It's up there. You didn't put it in the code thing.
Oh.
Hello, Aziz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the job that creates the ECR repository verifies if a repository exists with the same name. So he needs to check his code as well, why he needs to keep deleting his repository all the time.
Yeah, I mean, did we do that? Did we
Yes,
set that up immediately when we're creating the repository, or was it after?
we set it before we create the repository.
Okay, yeah. It's okay. I'm comparing this code to mine now.
Okay.
You said I should destroy the infrastructure?
Yes, please. Just run a destroy on it. All right. So yeah, I see why his thing is not checking. His command is wrong. That's why. All right. So Mr. Harry, is it running now? Can you refresh?
Yeah, refresh, just refresh.
You have to go back to home. So go to your actions. Go to your GitHub actions.
No, come
You
here.
probably didn't push your update. Okay. All right. So let's review your code. Go to Visual Studio Code while this is running. All right, go to your code. So line 155. On your code, change that to 3. No, don't remove the space. Just Control Z. Just put your cursor on the 4 and change it to 3. All right. Line 166. I mean, on yours, it will be 162. Your repo name, that it should be underscore repo, echo repo underscore name, line 162. Echo repo name should be underscore repo name, not dash. All right. Just a second, let me continue. Start. Yeah. Start a self-hosted runner. That one looks right. We just need to change your image ID. All right. So on line 205 on yours. All right. So let's say, can you check whether your image is done? It is done creating your image. Go to image. Excuse me. Go to AMI. All right. I think it's the demo. Scroll to the right of it, that image, check the status. No, just scroll too far. Wherever the green thing is available. Okay. So now copy that
Right.
image ID.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can delete it now, but I was just trying to get through your issue. Just right click, yeah, select it and just, no, it's fine. Select it, delete that one so that way you don't forget which one. Action. And it should be the register AMI. All right, so select this one. Copy the image ID over there. Up, no, don't scroll down, just on the corner here. Click that box. You know, if you click that box next to it, it'll copy it for you. So you don't have to. That box will copy it for you. Then go back to Visual Studio Code. You can close that one instead of minimizing it that way. All right. Paste it on line 205. All right. Yeah, you can save it for now, but there's still more stuff we have to look at. All right, so scroll down to line 233 on yours. Line 233. Change that to 3. And I think that's all. Yeah, everything else should be good. All right, let me check something up here on your stuff. So GitHub Actions, access key, secure access key, resist one, and GitHub username, application code. Okay, so let's go and check that your repository where you have the, so go to your GitHub repository and show me where your application code is. In yours, you called it, is the repository you called application code CI/CD?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure your stuff is there before we run it.
Right, run it now.
No, don't run it. I'm saying show me the repository where your application code is.
Is it?
You called it in is in your GitHub repository. It should be called application code CI/CD.
Yeah. Do you want me to show it in my?
Yeah, just show me on the screen here. So let's go back to your GitHub website and show me that repository.
This is it.
No, that's not it. That's your pipeline. That's the one for the pipeline, but the one where you are,
okay.
the one where your application code is in. That one. No, up. The third one.
This is it. Application code CI/CD.
Yes, select it. Okay. All right. So why didn't you just use the same application code that you used to complete your ECS project? It's the same code we are using. And since you already tested that one, you know it works. I will just use what I've tested before, but it's fine. We can use this one. But
I just try to name it based on the application we are running so that I won't mismatch them.
yeah, I understand. But you know the code is the same application we deployed using ECS.
Yes.
So you could, and you already tested it because in ECS you had to download it too when you were building your Docker image. So you know you set everything up correctly there. If you were able to complete that project, I would have just used the same application codes repository. But this is fine. This is fine. But now you have two codes somewhere. I know for me, I always forget. So I always just keep my code, my application code in one repo. So that way I know whether I'm doing CI/CD or ECS, I know I'm getting the code from the same place. But this is fine. All right. So now go back to Visual Studio Code, and we are just going to change. First wait for your pipeline. Go back to your pipeline. Sorry. Go back to your pipeline. Make sure that destroy is complete. Then we would run the new one. Okay, still running down. You probably shouldn't have destroyed it, but I just wanted to make sure we are starting. Select that job. Let's see. It's taking longer. Select that build job, that build AWS infrastructure job. So you can see it's just refresh. Sometimes it doesn't show you. Okay. Okay, so it's running. I just want to make sure it's running.
Aziz, quick question, please. Where can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Where can I change the self-hosted runner timeout?
Self-hosted runner timeout. I don't understand.
Let's say when I'm bidding the self-hosted runner in the GitHub action, you see the time that is coming up here now.
That's GitHub Actions thing. I don't know if you can change the time on it. It's just that is just how long it is taking for your AWS infrastructure to destroy. So you can, it's based on how long it's taking your pipeline to run. So you if you put a timeout on it, sometimes things take longer, sometimes they take less time. So
Yeah,
I
why
mean, if your job is taking too long to run, just stop it. You can just stop it. But I don't know. I can look it up, but I don't know if it is possible to put a timeout on it. If it probably is, but I haven't.
Okay.
I'll check it. It's something I wouldn't even recommend. If your job is taking too long, just like here, it's kind of like taking too long to
destroy.
Oh, I know why. Oh, it's probably because you have your EC2 instance in there. So terminate your, but we deploy the EC2 instance in the
AMI, right?
in the so go into your AWS console. You probably have something in there that you've created that is so because it's trying to destroy your subnet and it's still so go in the console in your console and see what you have in there. You start with your EC2. So you have an EC, you have so filter it by your VPC. What that EC2 that is stopped, is it in the same VPC? What VPC is that one in?
I think they are in the same VPC, this one.
Yeah, you have to terminate them or else your pipeline is not going to destroy. What about the AWS automation one? Is that
No, this is a different
VPC? All right, so let me see. What about the bash channels and the web server is a one? Those ones are not in the same VPC.
I don't think so.
Right. So now it's destroyed. So now you can run a, you can go and push your code, change your actions to apply and run it. Line 11. Right. You don't have to delete your ECR. It's fine because we already fixed the typo in your code.
Okay.
It's supposed to, the code is supposed to check whether your ECR repository is there. And if it's there, it's just going to
So should I
spit.
leave it? Should I leave it now?
Yes, there was a typo in your code. That was why it wasn't working before. So we already fixed that. So it should just check and And see now, I think it's taking longer to start the self-hosted runner, which that's how it should be.
Yeah. Sometimes when it's taking too long like that, it will cut off. I've run it like that before. So when it cut off, so I just did a refresh, then it pick up the job again and finish running it. So that's why I was like, well, how can we increase the timeout?
When GitHub Actions is running it, it will just run. So check that. Show what's going on.
Same.
Can you send that error to me? I just have to look it up because I'm not sure what's unless if there's like some type of other issue in your, because it's failing on login to ECR. The only other thing I can think of is if you're into ECR.
I redeployed mine and it went through successfully.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably just I'll check something, check what that error means. Okay, thank you, Titus. Yeah, I know the pipeline works, so
Titus, can you send your code, please?
Sure. Can you write me on Slack? Let me send it to you.
comment.
Hey, AZ.
Hey.
I got a question. I don't know if everybody in the group. When y'all did the Text Max one, because this is like, I'm doing a lot of the ones that you really did over, the videos that we did over. Um, and which one is it? The assignment two item doing. Um, did y'all have an issue with y'all try? Because I was trying to do the script, like the clone script, where I can clone it to my GitHub. And what I was noticing is that because there's a lot of subfolders, subdirectory folders in there, um, I was getting issues for it to find it. Did y'all use like the asterisk symbol? Because it gave me a different script, but I used another script to make it work. But I was just wondering if anybody else had that issue.
Well, you're trying to you're cloning from your repository to your EC2 instance.
Yeah, and it wasn't finding the path because
I know.
the text max one, you had a lot of folders in there.
Mhm.
So I used another script. I had used a script that
Yeah,
I
I think
came
it's
up
the
with.
command. You have to use the command that is able to copy all the, not just the folder, but the subfolders as well, and
Right,
all the
and it
hidden.
yeah, it's weird because it gave me a script. I was telling I did it with Claude and do ChatGPT because I was like, they gave me one where I know like you can manually put in. I was like, well, I'm not about to type manually type all these folders in.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went another script, but then the other one didn't work. But this one I just used my old script. I used that work with the asterisk sign, the wow card. So I was just wondering if anybody else had any other ones that they used because the one that Claude gave me was let me see here what it
This
says.
this is the one that I use. I'll show you. I'll tell you. It is. We just used it in that project and it works. So
Yeah, it was weird
it
because
will load up.
I used Copilot too, and they gave me different ones. But the one, my old one seemed to work. So I'm just wondering if it was another one. The first day when they gave me yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
it was saying, let's see here. Is it this one? Okay, so I gave them what ChatGPT gave me, and then Copilot ChatGPT, and then it gave me yum sudo yum, like the install git, but it told me to install yum install y httpd and git. And then I tried that, and then it said didn't want you to do the system start, system enable for the Apache server, and it gave me the clone, which was my git clone, and then the repository httm https code that they give you in GitHub, and then it went to the var w/www/html and the text, and then my repository name, and then it also, but then it, besides, I noticed that someone will tell you to set the permissions. I know we usually do that sudo, so I did sudo, but it still gave me the child R Apache, colon Apache, and then the directory name, and then the other one is going to be the cmod dash R755. So you know how sometimes you can set it. It's supposed to set the ownership and permissions in that part. So
Mm-hmm.
it gave me that, and then it gave me another code that I'm not really familiar with. It's restore. I think it's restore econ dash RV. This one is supposed to adjust the SE Linux policy to allow Apache to serve these files. It's weird. I was like,
No,
what the hell to do it?
you don't need. So if you want to copy all your code from one directory to another, you can use this. This command will work. So it's
Okay.
you just gotta use the capital R for recursive, and whatever where you are copying from in the period, it will copy everything.
Yeah, because ChatGPT gave me the recursive one. But even that was acting crazy yesterday. I think that one was a little more better. But the one I used, my old one worked with the asterisk sign. I was just wondering because the one I used was this one right here. But my initial attention wasn't to do it like that. My initial attention was to do the clone, and I just had kept getting problems with that one, with the scripts
So
I
you
kept
have
running.
whatever is in your repository is what is going to clone on your EC2 instance, right?
Right.
So in your repository, do you have all the folders and subfolders just there, or did
Yeah,
you have
everything
to
is
zip?
no. This time I zipped it, but when I initially put it inside there, I unzipped it, and then I created the repository from VS Code, because you know how VS Code now you can initialize the repository from VS Code. So I did that, and it's still there. And I did it like that way, but my initial wasn't to. I was initially trying to do it the way I did the other project with the clone, and then it just couldn't find the other subfolders. That was just the problem. But this is the one I put into the let me put it in the chat. I was like, I know there's another way to do it, but I just couldn't figure that one out what the code was. So
this is the one I use. I just use this. This works. I will copy all the folders and subfolders for you.
let me see.
The line 65 here.
Yeah, that's what Copilot gave me, but I don't know what it was. This I don't know. It was just acting real weird yesterday. It was acting real weird, but it's fine. The project is done already. I was just wondering, like, but I'll use that one again because that's what I thought it's supposed to find all the copies, including the hidden files, right?
Yeah, this works. I use this all the time. It works.
But you know what? You use sudo. I didn't put the sudo in front. That might be what it could be a problem too. Okay.
It could be, yeah.
Okay, this is the one I had used here, so I was just wondering, like, but like I said, I just went this way because I wanted to get done with some other projects I have to get done. So, but I just used that one. But you said we could do it anyway, right? You didn't say we have to do the clone, right? For the assignment.
Yeah,
right?
you can do it any way you want. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one. How you complete it.
All right. So I have the right code. So I just this time just make sure I put sudo in front of it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Lanry, I might have to just review because it should work, but I'm not sure what is wrong with unless if there's something else I'm missing here.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, but what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to use your code to unless if I'm missing anything else. I'm just trying to see. I'm going to use your code to run my pipeline, and I'm going to see if I get the same error. So if I don't get the same error, it might just be something with your GitHub Actions, because I don't really see any error in your code now, and it should work. So second, maybe we're missing something here. Yes. Yeah, it does look right. So I'm gonna just not to even keep everyone waiting. I'm going to use your code to run my pipeline, and I'll get back to you.
Okay,
If it works in mine, then maybe something is wrong with your GitHub Actions. We'll have to. Are you sure you didn't adjust any settings in your GitHub Actions settings?
Oh.
Okay. Because it should work, so I'm not sure why it is giving you the error. We already configured this one here. Let's see if there's something here. Yeah, that's right. So your output here, everything looks right. So the actions, check out repository. You add it on 4, you change it to 3. Again, do this here, you Docker image. So it is failing on this job.
Okay.
Yeah. Not unless, yeah, and you're using the same AWS account, right? The same account you are creating your infrastructure is the same account your ECR report where it should be.
Hey, Aziz, I'm noticing something on that code. If you take a look at where it says line 218 on yours, you see there's a space between the ash and the build. Will that affect it in any way?
No, because it's commented out, so it should.
Right. I was just trying to be picky a little bit, just
Yeah,
so find
yeah.
ways, yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't because it's a comment. It shouldn't affect it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else looks the same as mine. So I think the issue might just be either be in your GitHub Actions, somewhere in your GitHub, because your code looks fine. Yes, let me just I would test your code in my environment and I'll get back to you.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem, sir. Okay. So is there anybody else that I'm supposed to, does anyone else need help? Oh, I know we over time anyway, so.
So Aziz, do you want us to schedule for tomorrow for us to talk, or?
We can talk after the meeting, that's fine, if you have time.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, this is Femi. And yeah, I've been working on assignment 5. It's been, I understand the concept that I'm able to put the Docker file together and also do a shell script with the arguments, build arguments. But every time I'm able to build the Docker image, I'm also able to push it to AWS ECR. But when I make the container, like make the service, it doesn't, my problem is the website doesn't go to HTTPS. So it displays partially, but it doesn't, it's like the background is faded. And I checked the network connections, not many of the images and data are not being transferred. So I had that problem when I was doing assignment 4 with the EC2. And when I was able to put it on the right ALB target group and reroute the HTTP to HTTPS, it started working, especially when I have this certificate. But this time around, I've done everything I know to do. It's just not, in fact, I have the equivalent of the Docker file. I have the code as a bash script, which I tested again on an EC2, and it worked. But I'm just having this problem with ECS.
Okay, so do you have it up?
Yes, I do.
All right, can you share your screen, please?
Okay.
But I think I know what the issue is. So when you are redirecting your traffic from HTTP to HTTPS, remember in the application code, you said you are seeing your site. It's just that the image is not displaying properly.
Yes.
So so the issue is probably there is that remember that app service provider.php file? You need to update the one on your server with the one I provided. Then
yes,
then You
Okay.
did that?
Yes, in fact, the link you gave in the assignment, I used this Linux command wget to download it. I downloaded it to a folder and then copied to replace the original.
Okay,
It's
let's
the
see.
same because I tested this code. I used it on an EC2 and it worked. So, but maybe I should share it first and then we could have a look and see what. Sorry, just 1 minute. Yeah. So, are you seeing it? So,
Yeah.
this is my Docker file.
All right. So can you scroll down to, so show me your application, what you're seeing now with the error
Okay, that
message.
issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just quickly pick it up again.
Is it still running or you
Yes, it's running.
Okay.
In fact, I'm like, I don't want to leave it until I get it sorted. So I'll just click on the link to go to it. So I have my domain name registered and okay. So are you seeing it now?
Yeah. So yeah, the issue you're having is your app service provider.php file is not configured correctly.
Okay, can I show you my code?
Yeah,
because okay. Let me share my code now. So I'm sharing my code and
All right. First of all, this is where you are building your Docker image, and I don't see your app service provider.php file here. So how are you replacing the one in your Docker file with it?
okay, so towards the end, in my build Docker file, I give a run command to go to the providers folder. Then I use this Linux command to download to a file. I called it app service provider original. So I download it to a different name from your link. So I'm using this your link because I think you made it public. So I downloaded it quite a number of times. After downloading, I use this copy to replace the original, the one I downloaded to replace the one that is there.
Okay. I see what you're doing, but I wouldn't do it with the command. I would just put the file in my directory and just replace it that way.
Put the file where? You mean local on your...
Yeah, so local in where you are building your image now, right? Where the directory where you're building your image from. You can just put that, download it from mine. So download it now. So copy that HTTPS and download that file. Put that file in the same directory you are building your Docker image from, right? Let me show you. I'll share my screen and I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
Let me open another Visual Studio Code. New window. I'm going to... I like the idea. You have the right idea, which which that is very good. That is what I expect. At least you understand what you are trying to do. But somehow, I'm not certain if when you run it that way, it is actually doing what you expect it to do.
Because I did the same thing for bash script for EC2 instance. So this the equivalent of this Docker file.
Exactly. So in the container, I'm not sure if it should work the same way, but since there's no way to troubleshoot it, I'm not sure. Because yeah, but I like that you did it that way because you understand what you are trying to do, but that's part of the issue. Right. So here you can see I have my app service provider file here. So just download it from download it. I can even send this file to you now. I'll send it to you on Slack. So let me look for you.
And the funny thing is that when I did assignment 4, the one, you said we should change it. It worked. I used this SED stream editor and it worked, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
This Docker thing has been a lot of headache for me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's really how you learn though, when you run into those issues. But what I would say is when you guys are working on your command and things like that, always think about, I like how you did it, but sometimes the goal is if you can get to your goal at the simplest, using simpler steps, you should use it. So you should always think about that. Like the main thing, which you already understand the concept, is you are trying to just replace the app service provider file on your server with a new one. So what I would just do is just have that file ready here and just replace it when my command runs.
Okay.
So here, I'm trying to send the file to you. Just a second. Where do I have it? Docker.
Well, can you show me your Docker file? How you?
Sure, I'll show you. I'll send you. I'm going to send you that app service provider, the PHP file. Okay. So I've sent it on Slack. Just download it, put it in your directory here. Make sure it's in the same root directory as your Docker file. Then in your Docker file, you just have to have it like this. So copy the app service provider.php, which is you are telling it to copy this file and replace it in this directory, and you're done.
Okay. Okay. I think I realized maybe my mistake is not giving the addressing well.
So let me even say that, are you even specifying the right directory part? When the first time you CD into the directory, is it the right directory part?
Let me check it.
All right, let me stop sharing. I already sent you this command. Yeah, let me see your stuff again. Your Docker file.
So I thought maybe since I already changed to providers, which is on the app.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right directory.
Yeah,
but
it is. So scroll up. I think at some point you change your working directory to HTML, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That must have been, yes.
Right here, right? So you're already in the HTML directory, right? So you just need to go into the app, right? So scroll back down to where you have that command. So I like what you are doing because it shows you understand exactly what you need to do. So you're already in the HTML directory, so you just need to go into the app providers, right?
Isn't this address correct? CD, because I just copied it from your
It's
link.
correct. It is correct. The address is correct. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know where the issue would be somewhere. Even when you run that, you know what? Even when you run that, okay, that HTTPS, run wget.
Is there no way to
Okay,
enter
so
the
copy
task?
that HTTPS wget. So that HTTPS, paste it in a URL and see. I think that's the issue.
This one.
No, the URL, the HTTPS, wherever you are downloading.
The one I got from you.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. But it's worked because I regularly I'll do it now. I've downloaded it like 4 times now.
Okay.
Every time I paste it there, it downloads. So I'll share my browser now. So this is it.
Okay.
So you can see it downloads it every time, and
All right.
no.
No, press enter. Let me see. Oh, you already press enter? Okay. So you're downloading the file, right?
Yes,
but on that command, what do you have? What does that? I don't know what the first thing you have on your Docker file, what does that do? So
the first command.
Go to your Docker file, right? So you have your wget and you have something, something there. I can't remember. If you share, I'll show you. So you have something there right before your URL. So yeah, you have that app service.
Yeah.
What is that doing?
This one is to specify the file that I want to store that file as. So instead of it storing as the name appprovider.php, so that it won't clash since I'm downloading it into the same folder. So I gave it a modified name, appprovider.original.php. So this option is like to specify the output file. So you download this stuff.
I think that's where the issue is between your command on line 132 and 133.
Okay.
So you say you tested this and it works when you saved it as that name. Then you copy in that name.
Yeah,
to that name. Oh, so it's probably 133. I don't think that will work. Right? So if you can,
I mean, this CP will not.
It would work, but I think you need something else there to tell it you want to overwrite the one that's already there. Because it's like you said on line 132 that you are concerned about when you download the file because it's the same name, it will clash with the ones you already have in there, which I agree, right?
Yeah.
So on line 133, you are trying to rename another file as this file's name, right? But I'm pretty sure you need some type of recursive or something to say, you know what, I want to overwrite this file. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't think that your line 133 command is working as you intend it to work.
Okay.
So let me look it up. So I want to let me just ask ChatGPT. I want to rename.
But this copy, I mean, when I download it using this wget, I'm assuming I am inside the Docker file that I'm downloading, or am I downloading to the local machine?
No, you
use,
everything
there are two kinds of copy.
Yeah, your copy is working, but and in Docker you wouldn't even run it like this, right? So you see how you have run, you won't use run. I think there's like command.
Yes.
Like if you are running a command like that, right? Your
Yeah.
Docker instruction is not going to be run. It is going to be, I think it's like CMD or something like that. Let me see if I have it in mind. So if you want to run a command like that, you won't use the run instruction.
Okay.
So you see how where
Yeah.
so if you download it, right? You download it. So if you use the wget to download the file to your whatever the directory your Docker is working on, and you
Yeah.
are trying to copy it, you can use the copy instruction instead of using cp.
Okay.
You understand? So
Oh.
so it seems like but I would rather you do it the same exact way you are doing it than just doing the project and don't even understand what you are trying to do. The fact that you did it this way shows me that you understand what you are trying to do. You fully understand the concepts, just trying to get the commands to work as you intend them to work. So, right, you can look on our Docker file when let me see if I ever use wget on mine. So yeah, so you can use that run. That run works for the wget. Then for the copy one, you can just use copy, like all caps copy, right?
Okay.
All caps copy, and you can now remove the cp from your command. But I still believe when you are copying a file and you are trying to just rename it to this file, but the file name is going to clash with each other. So I think
Okay.
your command should just have some type of recursive in it. Let me just ask ChatGPT real quick. I want to rename a file.
Wow.
All right.
So I have to go check it up on Linux.
Yeah, exactly. Linux directory. Directory. I want to rename.
I'm doing it this way because these assignments, I discovered that your example is different from the project assignment. So I can't just do copy and paste.
Exactly. I intentionally made it that way. So you guys just like the concept is the same, but somehow it's slightly different a little bit. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
want to copy a file in Linux directory. And rename this another file in the same so command. So okay, let me see what I get. To copy a file in the Linux directory and replace another file in the Linux directory. So this is what ChatGPT is showing me. So let me share my screen. Oh, you are sharing. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
So you can say here. That's what you see what I'm saying. You have to overwrite the file.
Okay.
So you're saying this is the source file. So it's CP with the flag F.
Okay.
Also, you see the F. The F is an option to force copy by removing the destination file if it cannot be opened for the writing. So here, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need some type of recursive thing some flag to tell it that this file is already there, but I want to force a replacement of it. So you can see
so
they are giving you the example here.
So that -f is what is missing.
Exactly. So you can see here, your original file, the one you downloaded, and the one you want to replace. So. So that, but I want, but how you did it shows that you understand the concept. I wouldn't even do it that way. Like I said, I'll just do it this way. I just download that file, put it in my directory, right? Put it in the same directory. Because what if my repo changed tomorrow and you're trying to build your Docker file later on, then it's going to fail. And another thing to consider is, let's say you are using the wget like that to download the link from someone's repository. You don't always want to always depend on their repository because you don't know if their repository is going to change at another time. So it's better to just download the file, put it in your directory here, and all you need is this copy command here, and you're done.
Okay.
But your site is working properly. This is all you need to do. Once you do this, rebuild your image, push your image back to ECR, and force your ECS service to restart. Everything is going to work.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Well, good job, man.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we are over time, so I don't want to keep everyone waiting. I'm going to end the class here, and Daniel, if you're still here, you can just rejoin after I drop, then you'll be able to join back on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. God brother, no, the other projects will not be on YouTube. Those are not on YouTube. So the projects that are on YouTube are just gonna be just those ones. I don't have plans to add any new projects to YouTube. At least not for the membership. I might do some free projects here and there, but not the ones that are in my mentorship program. Francisco, I did respond to your email. I'm not sure why you're not getting it. I got your email and I responded to it. So I will try to respond again. And I'm not sure if it's there, but I did respond to your email. All right. I thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys throughout the week. Mr. Larry, I'll test your code and I'll get back to you by this weekend. And everyone else, I'll either talk to you throughout the week or next week. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.
Bye.